The Lord be with you. I'm Deacon Keith Fournier, and our first reading is taken from the book of Tobit. When the wedding feast was over, Tobit called his son Tobias and said, "My son, you ought to think about paying the amount due to your fellow traveler. Give him more than the figure agreed on." So Tobias called his companion and said, "Take half of what you brought back in payment for all you have done, and go in peace." But then Raphael took them both aside and said, "Bless God. Utter his praise before all the living for the favor he has shown you. Bless and extol his name. Proclaim before all people the deeds of God as they deserve, and never tire of giving him thanks. It is right to keep the secret of a king, yet right to reveal and publish the works of God as they deserve. Do what is good, and no evil can befall you. Prayer with fasting and alms with uprightness are better than riches with iniquity. Better to practice almsgiving than to hoard up gold. Almsgiving saves from death and purges every kind of sin. Those who give alms have their fill of days. Those who commit sin and do evil bring harm on themselves. I'm going to tell you the whole truth, hiding nothing from you. I've already told you that it is right to keep the secret of a king, yet right too to reveal in a worthy way the words of God. So you must know that when you and Sarah were at prayer, it was I who offered your supplications before the glory of the Lord and who read them. So too, when you were burying the dead, when you did not hesitate to get up and leave the table to go and bury a dead man, I was sent to test your faith. And at the same time, God sent me to heal you and your daughter-in-law, Sarah. I am Raphael, one of the 7 angels who stand ever ready to enter the presence of the glory of the Lord. Now bless the Lord on earth and give thanks to God. I am about to return to him who sent me from above. Write down all that has happened." And he rose in the air. And our responsorial psalm is taken from the book of Tobit. For he both punishes and pardons. He sends people down to the depths of the underworld and draws them up from utter destruction. No one can escape his hand. If you return to him with all your heart and all your soul, behaving honestly towards him, then he will return to you and hide his face from you no longer. Consider how well he has treated you and loudly give him thanks. Bless the Lord of justice and extol the King of the ages. I, for my part, sing his praise in the country of my exile. I make his power and greatness known to a nation that has sinned. Sinners, return to him. Let your conduct be upright before him. Perhaps he will be gracious to you and take pity on you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. In his teaching, he said, "Beware of the scribes who like to walk about in long robes, to be greeted respectfully in the market squares, to take the front seats in the synagogues and the places of honor at banquets. These are the men who devour the property of widows, and for show offer long prayers. The more severe will be the sentence they receive." He sat down opposite the treasury and watched the people putting money into the treasury, and many of the rich put in a great deal. A poor widow came and put in 2 small coins, the equivalent of a penny. Then he called his disciples and said to them, "In truth I tell you, this poor widow has put more in than all who have contributed to the treasury. For they've all put in money they could spare. But she, in her poverty, has put in everything she possessed, all she had to live on." The Gospel of the Lord.